Ron, so good to see you. We start with a very popular and common question. Should you tap your retirement accounts to pay off your mortgage? A lot of people want to go into retirement debt-free, which is why paying off your mortgage becomes a very common financial goal. But before you write the final check, you recommend crunching the numbers first and thinking through some unforeseen consequences. So let's do that. And should you even consider, should it be a goal to pay off your mortgage before you retire?
That's a really good question, Erin. And I think that previous generations have always been told that they should retire debt-free with no mortgage. But we're in a really different environment today. There's a lot of people going into retirement with mortgage rates at 2.5%, 3.5%.
Right.
And with inflation at 3.5%, it's almost like they're borrowing that money for free. So does it really make sense to tap into an investment portfolio that's averaging 7, 8, 9% return in order to pay off a 2 or 3% debt? Maybe, maybe not, but it's going to be a very individualized question.
Right. And I understand there's certainly a financial and emotional component to this question. So when you're talking this through with clients, Ron, how do you balance the numbers on the spreadsheet versus how people feel and the peace of mind it could bring to pay off your mortgage?
That's a really great question. And just in my practice and in my experience, I've kind of found that there's two different types of people. There's people that have kind of trained their mind to think like a wealth mindset, I guess is the best way that I could call it, where they understand that they've been saving and investing and building up assets. And the point of building up those assets is for those assets, for those investments to one day pay for their liabilities and pay for their lifestyle, such as their mortgage. And with those people, I find that it's pretty easy if we can average 8% in their investment portfolio. Hey, use our investment portfolio gains to pay off this mortgage and just pay it off over time. But then there's other people where they've been trained and conditioned, and not that it's a bad thing, but they've just been trained and conditioned to really believe that debt is bad and that they want to get rid of all debt going into their retirement, including their mortgage. So for those people, I'll tell them that it's not always all about the math. It's also about being able to sleep well at night during your retirement. And if that means paying off your mortgage, let's strategize and find the best way to do it.
On that note, let's say that paying off my mortgage is a priority of mine. I see this great big bucket of money in my tax deferred retirement account. When or should I ever tap that money to pay off my mortgage?
I would say that in most cases, and again, I can't necessarily give personalized financial advice because anybody watching this, I don't know their specific situation.
Right.
But in general, I would say that's probably the last place that you want to look. We want to look at probably cash assets first. And then if you have non-qualified assets, like in a brokerage account, that's not going to have the same kind of tax impact or tax ramification. You'll be able to look at other cash flow sources, whether it's Social Security, pensions, maybe being able to pay down the mortgage more aggressively versus taking out a one-time lump sum from a tax deferred account and incurring the tax ramifications and paying off the mortgage all at once. That might not be the best idea.
Right. You bring up a lot of really great points. Let's walk through some of those unforeseen pitfalls when you tap those retirement accounts. Large withdrawals can create tax issues, which you just mentioned, reduce liquidity, which is, of course, very important in retirement, and even increase Medicare premiums. Walk me through some of these.
Yeah, absolutely. When somebody takes a large chunk out of their 401k or out of their IRA, that becomes reportable taxable income in that year on their tax returns. And so that can have a lot of unintended consequences, like increasing their taxation on their Social Security, increasing their Medicare premiums through IRMA. It can raise them a tax bracket or potentially multiple tax brackets, depending on how large their mortgage balance is. And you also mentioned you're losing liquidity. So again, does it really make sense if I have to cash out $200,000 from my IRA to make a one-time payment to pay off that mortgage versus does it make more sense to keep that money more liquid and more accessible and make smaller monthly payments? Which of those strategies is really going to provide the certainty that we want?
Right. And as I talk this through with you, it's apparent, the answer is going to be highly personalized. Sometimes too, when you talk through the numbers and all these consequences, it will change how you feel about it. That being said, Ron, if somebody would like to sit down with you, talk through their goals and their numbers and whether or not paying off the mortgage is one of them, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. People can contact us through our website at www.snellerfinancial.com. Or they can call my office and request a free consultation there at 248-4 499-9676. You can speak with my assistant and she'll be able to set up a consultation. We actually have clients in more than 40 states. So we do Zoom consultations as well, which is really nice because it gives you the opportunity to get really great personalized financial advice from the comfort of your own home. And of course, if you're local to the Metro Detroit area, we'd love to see you in office as well.
Great. Ron, thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Erin.